Hello and welcome to my new video blog. My name is Adam Rosen and this is my first assignment in this blog. I actually decided to talk about crowdfundings. And crowdfundings is a term that is getting bigger and bigger, both in Sweden and in the US. I will firstly talk about why I chose to talk about crowdfundings. It's because in this course, Social Media Technology, that we take here at KTH, Royal Institute of Technology, we talked about crowd journalism a lot. And I actually kind of liked that idea about crowd journalism. And Sherry Turkle talks about it a lot in her book Alone Together. She's actually a pioneer in that field. And crowd journalism is more or less that everyone is both a producer and a consumer of the news. It's not just a journalist that goes out to different places and talk about what's happening. Is that everyone can contribute. Is that well, the boundaries between who's producing and who's consuming is being erased. So that fact actually made me I liked the whole concept about it. And we actually, in the last assignment here at this course, Social Media Technology, I actually contributed at the Swedish Wikipedia site about it, and because the crowd journalism page in English is really big and huge, but the Swedish one was like a couple of sentences maximum. So me and my friends actually, well, made it bigger, made it better. So yeah, from crowd journalism, my interest in crowdfunding actually grew. And crowdfunding, it's more or less what you can guess that it means. It's that it's the same way. The boundaries will more or less erase. It's not usually, if you have an idea, you have a business, and you want to, well, you want to spread it and make it bigger. You usually go to some kind of angel investor to try and see if they can, well, give you money to your idea so you can grow. This is actually pretty strict, and there's a lot of people who want to get the angel investors to invest in them, and there's not so many angel investors. So I think there's a really big room for this crowdfunding to grow. And what crowdfunding is that people go usually to some kind of social network site where they focus on crowdfundings. And what you do is you present your idea to a lot of people and with different background, different economies. And they, if they like it, they can invest in you. If they don't, they just pass you through and go to another one. And it's not like if you have an investor, they will invest 500,000 Swedish kroners. They will actually can invest like in $1,000 or $500 or something like that. So it's very different from what these businessmen are used to. But I mean, if you get an investment of 1,000 people will invest in your idea and put in $500, you get a lot of money really quick. Yes, and this concept has actually began in the US around the millennium, in the beginning of the 2000s and the end of 1990, and has actually grown a lot since that. Here in Sweden, we have some popular sites. Most popular here in Sweden is Kickstarter and Indigo. And for example, there's a lot of Swedish companies that's grown from this kind of crowdfundings. Flipping Burgers, which is really popular right now in Sweden, has come from these kinds of sites. And Narrative also grown from the site, and they actually got investment for 3.5 million Swedish kroners at their site and could grow, so they're as big as they are today. Yes, and I can say that there's a lot of positive sides about if you do your if you do your crowdfunding. Um, First of all, you can put your ideas out for a lot of people. You can comment on it, give you feedback. If you like it, they will invest. Obviously, if they don't, they will say it needs to be to come to the next level. So it's a really good way of getting feedback from many people quick. And on the other hand, you can get a lot of money if you have a really good idea. And another big positive thing about it is that if you have your idea and you present it, and you will get investments from different kind of users, you will also have the opportunity to get your first base of clients. For example, Narrative, I talked about a bit earlier, they got 4,000 pre-orders about their thing that they actually tried to market. So you get a first base of clients as well. So it's a really good way of well, marketing your idea, marketing your product. Yes, DN, Dagens Nyheter in Sweden, big news agency. They actually wrote an article about it just recently, a couple of weeks ago, and they talked about the whole this concept and talked about it getting more and more popular and it's growing more and more. And that's well, mainly because right now there's a new law, both in Sweden and in the US, that makes it much easier for these kind of sites to live on. Because historically, if you want to be an investor, you need to have some kind of license to be one. You need to have a license and you need to regularly check it up so everything's okay. They're actually thinking about abolishing that license so that everyone can be an investor, which means that these kinds of sites where, well, everyone is an investor in this crowdfunding space can live on. So it will make it much easier, and it will make this kind of concept grow. Yeah, I believe actually this is a very good way of taking the well, economy and the whole system of entrepreneurship to the next level. It will make it much better. It will, yeah, if you have an idea, you won't be hindered if you don't have the connections or if you don't know some investors. If you cannot come to Silicon Valley and present your idea, you can actually just sit in a living room, being on social sites and these kinds of crowdfunding places, and spread your idea. And if it's good enough, you will get contact and you will actually spread your product. Of course, there are some limitations on it. It's for every good deed there's at least one limitation. For this, it's like it can be a problem if for example a super hacker or this going to the site and if it crashes or anything, can be some problems with licensing and well, the whole supporting system. But I don't actually think, I've read a lot about it and I don't think that's a really big concern. These kinds of sites have top-notch technology and they have top-notch well, antivirus systems and so on. So there was a couple of people who had it as a concern that they felt much safer to go to well, a real investor face to face and talk to him or her. But I guess that's part of the future. You cannot face to face. Of course, it's good, but the whole internet sphere will actually give you a chance to not only, well, to get to a lot of people really quick. So yeah, I believe that this is the future, and if we take in 20 years or in 10 years, the ordinary investor angel investor nest where you go and present your ideas to a couple of investors will more or less disappear. It will get much easier to use the internet, and if not, why not use it? So yeah, with my final words, I will say that I believe this is the future, and I hope you see you another time. Ciao.